What is going on, guys? It's 079 here with another video for you. So we all have these moments in matches where we keep on dying, nothing seems to work, and you cannot seem to get any kills whatsoever. Now it's normal in this game, of course, to die a lot and not hit every shot, but you do want to have fun, you do want to get kills and be an effective soldier for your team. The key to this is practice. And in this video I will give you a couple of simply but highly effective practice drills for you to train your aiming and accuracy. So without further ado, let's continue. Before going to the practice drills, it is important to mention that having the right control settings is important as well for having a better aim and having more accuracy. So in case you wonder which control settings I'm using myself, I have the x-axis on 66%, y-axis on 34%. Overall, I find this a good combination for looking around and being a good transition to my ADS sensitivity, which are 16% to 8%. It's a lot stiffer than the overall sensitivity because, of course, the aim assist doesn't really work, so you need to make it significantly stiffer, and I think this works fine for me. And acceleration speed I have both on 40%. For me at least, this is the right acceleration speed for looking and tracking enemies, so I would just advise you to use the same. And then for movement and look dead zone I have both on 18%. This of course depends on your own controller conditions, but in general I would advise you to put it in between 16 to 20%. Now you got control settings that you should be happy with. We are finally going to the practice drills. In order to do those, you want to go to basic training, which you can find in the main menu. And then you go to the left to practice range, where you can find the shooting range. One side note is that you can only choose the United States as a faction, so you can only practice with their weapons and not with the weapons of the German faction or the Soviet Union or the British, only the US. Another important thing to mention for the ones that didn't know, once you shoot all the helmets of the dummies, there's no such thing as a reset button. So in that case, you have to leave the practice range and simply rejoin it. This is the only way to reset the dummies. It's not a very big deal, I know it's annoying, but for now this is the only way that you can actually reset the dummies. Like this. And as you can see now, the dummies all got their beautiful helmets again for you to shoot. So once you got in the practice range, you want to first do some recoil training. So basically what you do is you get one of these shooting boards and simply shoot without holding back your thumbstick. And you see that basically the bullets go straight. And then the same with hip fire. You see it goes just a bit slightly to the right. Now next thing is you want to make sure to control your recoil. So basically you can pick any of the shooting boards usually. That's what I do, and then you try to keep it in one place as much as possible. So basically what I do is while I'm shooting, I'm holding my right thumbstick slightly down with my right thumb. So you want to gently push it down while you're shooting. And it will look like this. As you can see, it's already a lot more in the same spot than if you don't resist at all. So once you did the recoil drill, you want to do some centering. So basically centering is pointing your gun on the center of your screen or on your target before you're aiming down sight. So basically if this is my target, I'm gonna center my gun and then aim down sight and then I'm gonna shoot. So next one, centering, aiming down sight, shoot. Centering, aim 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 down sight, shoot. And so on and so on. Because usually what happens in game, you're running around and oh, there's your target. For example, I'm looking here, but I already see it's there. I'm gonna aim down sight from here, I have to swipe my gun all the way to the left before I can shoot. And usually your enemy will already shoot you before you even got the chance to shoot back at them. So basically you want to reduce as much micro adjustments as possible. Therefore, putting your gun towards your target first before aiming down sight will save you a lot of time and increase your chances of killing them before they can kill you. So once again, centering, aim down sight, shoot, centering, aim down sight, shoot. Then you want to do this at first just while standing still. Once you got the hang of it, basically you want to move towards moving around a little bit, because usually in game you don't have the time to just stand still and shoot. That's not how it works. That's why you want to reenact a real match, try to make it as interactive possible. So basically I'm gonna counter strafe kind of like this, like this, like this, like this. Make it difficult for yourself. It's no problem to challenge yourself a little bit. Next drill is flick shot. So basically, centering is putting your gun first, aiming down sight and then shoot, and then also do it for the next target. But flick shots is actually staying down sight especially if you have multiple enemies. So basically, if I have multiple enemies in front of me, you cannot always do this. Like, you don't always have the time to aim down sight, shoot, aim down sight, shoot. That's why sometimes you gotta do some more flick shots instead. So basically what you want to do is stand still, do this, do this, do this. I think flick shots you can do a little bit of aim adjustment, but you want to stay aim down sight as much as possible. So next we got like this. Even I have to practice this a little bit, but basically once you got the hang of that, start slow while standing still and make it step by step more interactive, more fast. Try to do it, shoot the dummies faster in a shorter time, and also after you want to include some movement in it, so some kind of counter strafing. So like this. And by counter strafing, so for example, if my target is on the left of my gun, you want to move right. If your target is on the right of your gun, you want to move left. So target left, move right. Target right, move left. That's why it's called counter strafing. And this will also help you a lot in game, especially if you're in the situation that you have multiple enemies, like I said. Then for the next practice drill, we got hip firing or hip fire shots, which go like this. Now these kind of shots are a bit unpredictable. I would only advise you to use these kind of shots from close range, especially in urban maps like Carentan or Saint-Marie-de-Mont. It can be useful, but more as a last resort. For example, when an enemy is jumping out of a corner and you don't have time to still aim down sight, you can shoot them by hip firing. So before I'm going to each dummy, I usually will go to the shooting board and try to hit the middle dot and see where my shots land. And once you got a hang of that, got a feeling for it, you want to walk to each dummy and try to shoot them from a little bit close range. There's no point of staying behind the wall and make it harder for yourself than it should be. Like I said, you only want to use this from a bit closer. But with practice, you can also try to do it from a little bit further. For the next practice drill, we got long shots. So for this one, you want to focus on the dummies in the middle. You start with the closest, you go every time a little bit further. And basically what I do is I will try to initially shoot the dummies without toggling on steady aim, just to make it a little bit more challenging for myself. And once I start to hit more shots, especially from 100 meters plus, you can or you cannot turn on your steady aim. It's up to you. in the end it's about practice, so don't make it impossible for yourself as well. In the end it's just trying to practice your long shots, get a better feeling for it, so it becomes more natural once you're in an actual match. Then for the last practice drill, which is kind of a bonus practice drill, or you can also use it as a warm-up, you wanna combine all the practice drills I just showed you. So basically you go from hip fire shot to centering, and then from flick shots. You can also use cover while you're doing it, so it seems more like you're in an actual match. Try to also incorporate some leaning, and just go from target to target. You can do this 1 or 2 times, depending on whether you're doing it as a warm-up or as a kind of final drill before you're going in an actual match. And go from target to target. You can just go a little bit faster step by step. Like I said again, don't make it too hard for yourself. It's supposed to be practice or warm-up, just so you get a little bit of a feeling for it before you're entering an actual match. And that's it for another video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like these practice drills. Please let me know down in the comments what you think about these drills and if it helped you. And see you on the next video.